In response to the gospel of Jesus Christ, we are called by God to trust, to be faithful, to love, and to be engaged in discipleship. If you want to talk about your calling, pastors will be available for you after worship. And now at this time, I call Deacon Alexandra Dennison forward to help us to reflect on our discipleship.
After my very first mission trip with Second Pres, I was asked to speak about my experiences. I was so shy and terrified. Yet here I am 4 years later, and I'm glad to say I actually didn't turn down the offer. Except now I have a new problem. Where do I even begin? As much as I want to pour out all the stories I've wrapped up in my brain about what this place has taught me, I do have some sort of a time limit. Instead, I want to share an experience I will never forget. It was the last day of our mission trip in Chicago just this past summer. I was cold and tired from the week of activities on our mission trip. I quite honestly wanted to go back to where we were staying and just hang out with my friends. Instead, my group and I had one last late project serving dinner at the Lincoln Park Community Center, which provided a home for people who didn't have one. Immediately, these strangers opened up to us. One old man named Randy told me stories about playing baseball in the summertime with his brothers as a kid, how his older brothers always went too easy on him and his younger brother always cheated. He did not care that I was a complete stranger. He talked to me like a friend. He really wanted to know if I was Irish because of my red hair. He wanted to know all about my school. Randy was so gleeful and brimming with happiness, I soon forgot about all my petty worries about wanting to sleep and just be with my friends. I was surrounded by new friends. Eventually, we headed to the kitchen to clean up before we left, but we wanted to say goodbye. We walked into the dining room, and every person, probably 50 or so of them, stood up and clapped for us. They told us how much they enjoyed talking to us. Randy even asked me again if I was Irish, and they told us that we brought them so much joy. It was almost as if each one of them had a little speech for us. I have no words to describe that moment, except that I've never felt so humbled in my life. Every single person in that room had endured violence, pain, heartbreak, and suffering 10 times greater than I ever had, and yet they were clapping for me. How do our struggles even compare to these people? The truth is, they don't. We are so fortunate. That perspective changed my life. While I can't solve all the suffering, I can help. What this church has taught me throughout my youth is that there's no better exercise for the heart than lifting people up, and there's no better time to do so than now. We are called to serve one another. I challenge you this season of Lent not to give up chocolate or TV, but to do the work God has called us to do. We are called to serve one another. We are called to help another in our times of need. I can promise you that there's no more fulfilling feeling than a heart full of compassion. For in that tiny shelter in the bare basement of a house in Chicago, I found that. I left that place mesmerized by the beauty of its people. I believe that the love you show is the love that you receive. For as Jesus said, it is more blessed to give than receive. Receive than give. Thank you.